And we're expecting to get some answers soon in the case of missing YouTuber Gabby Petito. The autopsy for the body that the FBI believes to belong to Petito is being conducted today. Now, she was reported missing earlier this month, as you know, after she didn't return from a cross-country trip with her fiancé, Brian Laundrie. For the latest, Court TV legal correspondent Chanley Painter is joining us in the studio to tell us more. Chanley, good afternoon. Talk to us, please, about where we are in the investigation, when the autopsy is set to happen, and, of course, Brian Laundrie's whereabouts.
Yeah, good afternoon, Julie. I mean, this case with so many unanswered questions, we're hoping to find some answers today, possibly by this afternoon. We know that the autopsy for the body that the FBI agents believe to be Gabby Petito is today. The 22-year-old's remains were discovered Sunday in the Grand Teton National Park in Wyoming, and we're expecting to see that preliminary autopsy report out of Wyoming with an official identification and possible insight into about how she died. Now, the coroner's office there in Wyoming tells our affiliate WFTS that the final results from the autopsy are believed to be in a couple of weeks from now. But let's talk about Florida, because the search there for Gabby's fiance is really heating up for another day. That's 23-year-old Brian Laundrie. He's a person of interest in the case, the only one named so far, and he's nowhere to be found, Julie. In fact, it was a week ago that his family last heard from him. Friday, his family told authorities Brian visited the Carlton Reserve in Florida to go hiking, and since that time, authorities have focused their search for him there. But just a couple hours ago, the North Point, Florida police released a statement announcing its department is still assisting the lead agent, the FBI, in resuming its search for another day. That's the fourth day today. And it says that this time on the Venice side of the Carlton Reserve, and that's a 25,000-acre Florida nature reserve. The police statement reads that a weekend ground search and aerial search Monday of the 25,000-acre preserve has yet to yield any answers, but we must press on. Please be aware the Carlton Reserve is a vast and unforgiving location at times. It is currently waist deep in water in many areas. This is a dangerous work for the search crews as they are wading through gator and snake-infested swamps and flooded hiking and biking trails. Julie, this announcement comes after authorities spent most of the day yesterday searching the Laundrie's home, taking many boxes of items out for testing. And while the Laundrie family attorney was scheduled to give a press conference this afternoon in New York, he did announce that after speaking with the FBI, he would not be making a statement from the family.
Oh my, Chanley, so many unanswered questions, just a heartbreaking case, devastating for the Petito family. I'm wondering, with these crews searching that area, this, 25,000 acres, you described this as very dangerous. I'm wondering if they have anything else to corroborate the parents saying that he might be there. Because, these parents, so he comes home without the woman that he's engaged to, that he has been living there, and nobody reports her missing initially, and then he goes off when he's wanted, for questioning by law enforcement as a person of interest, and then the parents report him missing 3 days later. I'm just wondering why why they're concentrating in that area.
In the reserve, that is where the family of Laundrie finally told police that's where they last knew he was. And this was several days after he was there. It was a week ago today that the family of Brian Laundrie said that he went hiking in this reserve in Florida. And so these authorities several days behind in the search for Brian Laundrie. And it goes on again today, the search continuing. And it's such a vast area, dangerous circumstances. And so we will just have to wait and see. They are taking their time to make sure they find out where he is. But we're learning a lot about what happened in the police investigation leading up to Gabby's disappearance yesterday. Also an important phone call was released, the 911 call that really helped these authorities piece together what led up to an encounter. In fact, let's play part of that 911 call.
Hi, I'm calling. I'm right on the corner of Main Street by Moonflower, and we're driving by, and I'd like to report a domestic dispute. Florida with a white van, Florida license plate.
What were they doing?
We drove by, and the gentleman was slapping the girl.
He was slapping her?
Yes, and then we stopped. They ran up and down the sidewalk. He proceeded to hit her, hopped in the car, and they drove off.
So after receiving that call, very disturbing phone call, Julie, the police did respond there in Moab, Utah, and that's where we see this body cam video, those images of Gabby Petito that we first showed our viewers last week. She's very shaken up. She's crying almost uncontrollably throughout this video. They were pulled over, her and Brian pulled over outside of the Arches National Park, Moab, Utah, and the police did separate the couple at that time, and yet they named it not really a domestic disturbance, but sort of a mental break is what they call it in the police report. And even those investigators that responded to this, those first responders, even today reportedly in interviews saying how much they really are still haunted by those final images of seeing Gabby Petito.
Oh, I'm sure, Chanley. You know, folks in law enforcement, they want to save people. That's what they do, is save people day in and day out. And I'm sure many of them are, as you said, haunted and just really probably feeling a lot of weight on their shoulders, wishing they could have done more. I read some reports about some who, one officer in particular who spoke to her, wishing she felt like she could have said more. In hindsight, we know it's 2020. But with respect to the abuse allegations, I mean, two things come to mind. One, I wonder if those responding officers were given the whole context from that reporting caller, right? Or if they were just dispatched, hey, there's a domestic, and they're left to kind of sort out who's the aggressor, who's the victim, is it mutual combat, whatever it is. Here, you know, I almost wonder if there was a disconnect and they didn't know that she was the victim, because as you see in the video, it's like she's treated like the suspect. And there's a point where the officer is saying to her something to the effect of, depending on how you answer this question, that's going to determine how this goes when you slapped him. And, you know, almost looking like whether or not they want to pursue charges, everything was directed at her. Tell me, do we know of anybody coming forward saying that he had any kind of history of abusive behavior with her?
Not that we've seen reported so far, but you're so correct that that context, what is said in that 911 call is very disturbing. He's the one being the aggressor, and it makes it seem as though in the body cam video that she's the suspect, because we see him, he has some lacerations on his body and they're trying to talk it through, but it really seems like this was maybe a missed opportunity for authorities. But you know, they can't, you know, they have to move forward, figure out now where to go from here, and find out really what happened to Gabby Petito.
Right, Chanley. Thank you so much for your reporting this afternoon. I know you'll keep us up to date if we hear anything else about that autopsy and if they do have the positive ID. Thank you so much. Now, authorities, they are urging anybody to come forward, anybody who may have seen Gabby Petito, seen Brian Laundrie, seen their van, anywhere in the area between the dates of August 27th and August 30th. We know that another pair of travelers, Jen and Kyle Bethune, posted this video on their YouTube page. Their page is called Red, White, and Bethune. Now, what could be a possible sighting of Gabby's white 2012 Ford Transit van, look there on the left there. The video, the bloggers posted it. They wrote that they captured the video on August 27th around 6 p.m. in the Spread Creek dispersed camping land right near the Grand Tetons. Now, also visible in that video, what could be a person in a field. Take a careful look just left of the van that's parked on the side of the road. Now, Court TV has not been able to confirm that this is the van that Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie were seen traveling in. But the stickers on the van in the video and in the images released by the Northport Police Department are very similar. So if this is Gabby Petito's van, this could be some critical evidence for the investigation as to what exactly happened to her and the search for her boyfriend, fiance, Brian Laundrie, who still has not been located at this hour.